What is going on? Happy weekend, family. This is another weekly Watch This by True to the Strap. We're going to jump straight into it. One thing to note, next week we have three red days. Wednesday, we have core CPI. On Thursday, we have core PPI. And on Friday, we have prelim consumer sentiment. That's the three major red news days to watch out for. Let's jump straight into the watch list. Some of the names going to be repeated names from last week, and some names we already in, but the setups are still looking very, very good. So I'm gonna repurpose these trades, and we're going to see how they look and how they pay off next week. Last week was absolutely phenomenal. Made a lot of money on a lot of names mentioned last week, so we're looking to repeat that process this week. Let's jump straight into it. I'm gonna start off with Shopify. I like the way Shopify look. First and foremost, we have an outside week. I believe we are full-time frame continuity to the upside. Got a hammer quarter inside month. So you want to trigger that two up on the month at 112.45 or rather 112.38. On the week, again, nice outside week. We want that 3-2 explosive move to hit 117, 120, and then finally 125. On the daily, we would be getting in on a two up, but if you look at the hybrid time frames, like the 4 day, we got a three as well. And on a 3 day, we have, I think, yeah, three. So we want that 3-2 up continuation to 117.03, 120.80, and 125.50. And then finally, we want that. I believe this is all time high at 129.38. Let's check it out. No, that's not all time high. My apologies. All time high is 176.39. But we want that 52-week high up there. And And yeah, so let's check out the contracts for this one. We will be looking at June 115s, and if we are to hit these targets by the day of 6/13, that's the end of the week. These are the percentages we are looking at. So 117.03, again, 117.03 is only right there. That can happen in 1 day, half a day, and that can, by the 13th, that can grant us 80%. So put that into perspective. That can happen in 1 day. But if you was to hit that by Friday, you still are guaranteed 80%. Well, what happens if we hit that by Tuesday, right? So let's check it out. Tuesday would be the 10th. That would be over 103%. And from there, you could take your profits. And these are monthlies, by the way. So again, that's how when you know how to choose contracts with the given targets, even if you get a pullback here, it's okay. As long as it holds structure, as long as it holds its support range, you have enough time for when it hit these targets in order to get paid. So I'm loving the way this one looks. 120% would be 169, 120 target would be 169%. 125.50 would be over 300%. But again, 125 is right up here. These targets could get slapped by this week or in a matter of a day or two, or depending on how the market reacts or how the market move this week. Very excited for Shop. Love how it look. BBY is my next tick I'm going to talk about. We hit this one, looking for a re-entry. Um, let's check out the quarter. So we have this quarterly is trying to turn to a hammer, and it will flip green. On the month, we are also green. We still inside month, by the way. We don't flip. We don't go two up on a month until $76.40. On the week, we have a 3-2. We triggered the 3-2. So you want that 3-2 up continuation. We want to target 76.40. Then we want to target the previous year open at 78.25. And then we want to target 81.20. The daily is also 3-2 up. We look for that continuation. I believe the hybrid time frames look good as well. So that's a regular two up continuation, the 3 day regular two up continuation, and the 2 day regular two up continuation. So I like the way BBY looks. I expect a little turbulence at 76.40 only because it is equal highs up here, right? This is a range where price usually sell. So see how we react. I would expect a slight pullback here. And if it does give a pullback, look for another entry to continue higher to the upside. That would be a TTO. But I'm really bullish. I'm very bullish on this BBY. Love the way it looked. We've been holding support on top of the 50% of the fibs. So Very excited. Very excited. If we could get that previous year open and 81.20, these contracts would play lovely. Look at the June 2075 seats only for 89 cents. Again, looking at that 78.25, that's over 200% return on investment. Target of 76.40 is over 100% return on investment. So look at that, 76.40. 76.40 is only right there, right? Only right there. Again, you know how to choose these contracts. These tickers can pay you. That could happen in one day. We expect to hit that by Friday, given we don't pull back or any news come back in the market. But pretty bullish so far. And not to mention we have a gap to fill, right? The ultimate target would be previous year close at 85.80. And I don't even have that in the 85.80. Right. That's over 1,000% return. I don't expect to hit that by Thursday, but if you was to hit that by expiration, that's still over 1,000%. So that's my ultimate target. You can always get more time with this. You get Julys if you guys want. Let's throw the Julys in there, 77.50s. Right? July is still over 500% return, still over 130% return, still over a 50% return by the 20th, even if you hit these by the 13th. Still beautiful. So you can go with the Julys or the Junes. Again, you don't want to miss out on these tickets. Like a lot of these tickets have been super explosive. They've been paying. Just set your alert and enter when it alerts because these things been going off. Hate for y'all to miss it. Let's look at CRM. CRM is the next ticker that I like going into next week. So quarter is green, month is inside, but green as well. And the week, we have a inside week. So we want that 212 reversal to the upside above 274.91. Looking at that daily, we got a two up continuation. I think I like the hybrid time frames on this. Let me check out the 4 day. I believe the 4 day is still a hammer. Yeah, the 4 day is still inside. So again, we want that 212 reversal to the upside. Trigger that weekly, trigger that 4 day at the same time. And we want to target 278.81. We want to target 282.50. And then we want to finally target 286.35. All right. Let's look at that analyze tab. We got two types of contracts that we would like. That is the weeklies, 280Cs for 80 a buck 87. So again, let's say we hit these targets 282.50. 282.50 is right there. That can happen like in one day. I know I said that a lot, but a lot of these been popping off in one day and hitting targets. So that was the hit by the 13th. That's over 60% on the weekly. So that's over, yeah, 60%. I'll take that. Looking at the monthlies, monthlies hit off pretty nice as well. I would just get the monthlies, just a couple more bucks just to get the 193s, more time on it. More time is a higher probability, so I would just rock with those. The ultimate target I would love to hit on this is 286.35. 286.35 hit by the 13th would be an over 100% return on investment. And if it was to hit that by the 20th, you only get 19. So I'm expecting these to pop by this week, being that the contracts won't have a lot of value by the time we hit these targets. Again, if the market is bullish, if red news don't send us to the downside, I think we can hit 286.35 by Friday easily. So could definitely add more targets if you guys want. I'll just utilize the pivots of the weekly time frame, which is 289.90 and then 296.05. So keep a lookout for CRM. Loving the way this one is setting up. Loving the way it's coming out the OTE as well. It reversed off the golden buy zone, the premium of 256.94. So I'm excited about that ticker. Next thing we're going to talk about is ARM. I like ARM. ARM has a failed two down on a quarterly green. Month is inside green, and finally the week is inside as well. Y'all know me, consolidation creates opportunity. I love the way it was doing 2-1-3-1. So I'm looking for that 1-3-1-2 pop to the upside. As long as it hold the previous year close at 123.36, this trade is still valid. So just be patient with this. It might consolidate some more. We did trigger two up and then pull back. So we are looking for an entry above 135.18 to target 138.59, 144.41, and finally 151.99. Now this could explode way further than 151.99, but just to keep this video brief, that's the targets that we're going to be aiming for, right? Let's check out the hybrid time frames on this. 4 days. It's also inside. 3 day trigger the two down, two up. So you want that two down, two reversal to the upside. And finally, the 2 day, same thing. So two down, two. So we're looking for that continuation to the upside. Again, loving the targets. Targets are not too far. Let's check out the analyze tab. Now we want to hit these. We can go with the weeklies or we can go with the monthlies. So if he was to hit 144.41 by the 13th, that'd be over a 200% return investment. So 144.41 is right there. And that's what caught my attention with ARM is that all it needs to do is pop. It sit on that point of control. So they've been accumulating shares. It's been consolidating for weeks. This one is I would say a no hesitation. So again, calls above 135.18. This trade is still valid at 123.36. Again, do not hesitate. If this pop, you don't want to be the one to miss it. 144.41 is target, 151.99. And y'all seeing how these contracts going to print by the time it hit 144.41 by Friday with the weeklies, right? If you want extra time, the monthlies is still over 150% return on investment by that 144.41 target. And 151.99 is right there as well. That's over 400% return on investment. So in my opinion, these are very good contracts. I might just go rock with the monthlies. The monthlies got more time on it, just in case we get some BS this week. Still guaranteed 300+%, still guaranteed over 70% for the 144.41 target. So that's a no-brainer trade right there. Let's go with DKNG. Now, DKNG was called last week. However, it popped Friday. It pulled back. We was red. It popped Friday. Looking good, looking great. A lot of people took profit on that. But I think this has more room. We got that fail two down on the month. Could go outside month if we get that nice bullish push to the upside. Looking at the week, we got a fail two down on the week as well. So we went 2-1, two down, and we went fail. Almost went outside week, but not quite. We want calls above $36, and then we want to target 36.66. We want to target the previous year close at 37.20, and then finally we want to target 38.12. Let's look at that daily. Right? Just one more leg up could pay. You could take profit at previous year close. We most likely will receive some turbulence because since that's a major level. After that, we want to hit 38.12 and then again 38.85, getting that TTO back to the upside, taking out these pivots, right? Let's check out the hybrids. 3-1-2 on the 4 day, and then we have a 2-1-2 on a 3 day. So these are stacked triggers coming out the demand zone. If y'all can see, the institution's been holding this previous quarter close, this range. We've been holding that range. So, and we are in the OTE. We're in the premium buy zone. So everything about this is saying buy. Everything about this is saying purchase. Buy me now, right? Don't flex, don't front, don't hesitate on this one as well. I like DKNG. Just be a little patient with this one, just in case we get pullbacks, but looking good, looking great. Now, contracts are super cheap. Might as well just go with the monthlies, 37 Cs, June 20 for $70 or 69 cents rather. And again, we got those targets, 38.12. 38.12 is right there. That's a 67%. That's about a 20th. So we used to hit that by the 13th. That's over 100%. 38.85 is over a 200% return on investment. 38.85 will be at the tipping point of this TTO back to the upside. And then if we take out 38.85, Got these targets over here, $40.50. It's not a lot of pivots at that area, so we will most likely get a pullback at 38.85. And after that, if we don't, we're going to $40.50. Keep your eyes on this one, looking good. Set your alert. Next ticker I'm gonna talk about is NU. NU is a bank based out in China. I love the way this one is setting up. We tried to go two up, two down, didn't quite happen on a monthly. Instead, we stayed inside, turned hammer and green on top of that. We also green on a quarter, so we have full time frame continuity to the upside. And then finally, I love the way this weekly is setting up. So we had this two down. They swept the lows of this previous week of 519. And then they also tried to bring it back down to the previous month low as well. And they swept it right back up. So this letting me know that the buyers are sitting here. The buyers are definitely sitting here, right? And now they're giving us a setup to buy. 2-1-2 reversal to the upside. So we want that 2-1-2 reversal to the upside above $12.25. We want to target the previous month open at $12.50. Then we want to target $12.80. And then finally $13.18. If we get above $13.18, then we could get $13.73. Or this might cause a little turbulence. This range right here, $13.50. So not only we sitting on a premium of the OTE, but we are also, again, not only we sitting on a premium, we in the demand zone, we are also on the point of control, which this acts as a launch pad for where price love to consolidate. And we want that 3-2 to the upside. Now, this could consolidate some more, be a little patient, but as long as it holds the previous month low, this trade is still valid. Do not cut. We like this trade. And on the 4-day, yeah. So the 4-day got a 2-1-2 reversal as well. Now check out these contracts. Might as well just go with the monthlies. They are 8 cents. The monthlies are 8 cents. You can load the boat on these. I will. Can load the boat on these and look at the return on investment. So 12.80 is over 100% return on investment. 13.18 is over 300. And if we get up to 13.73, that's over 891% return on investment. Let's go to the 20. Let's go to the expiration. So expiration to 2080s will be nothing. But if we could get to 13.18, that'd be 165% return on investment, right? 13.18 is right there. And my saying goes that could happen this week if we get the pop. Now, this could consolidate just a little bit longer. But if we get that pop, and because it's so cheap, you can always just go with July's, right? 14 C's at 14 cent. The July at the money is the 13 C's is only 29 cent. How can you sleep on this trade? I didn't even realize I had the 29 C's already there, right? So if the July's hit 1280 by the 20, if you still have 50%, this is a no-brainer buy right here. No-brainer buy. Don't hesitate on this one. Contracts is too good to sleep on this type of trade. Look where it's sitting. It's sitting on top of previous, what's that? Supply, turn demand. Now it's consolidating, waiting for a pop. What else they need to be said? Google. Now I love Google. Google had to pull back with the market. Posted this one in the Discord about 3 days ago when it was 2-1. It did pop that first day, but then the whole market pulled back. Tesla pulled a lot of things back. And then they were still bullish. They popped it up that Friday. I think Google got more space, more room to go. Quarterly is green. Month is green. Still inside. We got the 2-up continuation on the month at 176.77. And then finally, we got that fail 2 down on the week. This is going to have a lot of people attention as it does mine. Let's go with the 4-day. 4 days fell 2 down as well. So we got multiple time frame breaks. 2 up on the 3-day, and finally that 2-day. 2 up on the 2-day. I will take this 2 up. We are taking out these equal highs as well. You could day trade this or swing it. I think Google has room to 185.34 and beyond that, 189.30. Let's check out these contracts. Get the June 20th for $135. Again, 181.12 is over 100% by the 20th. So that's 181 point. I said, what? Oh, I'm sorry, 183.12. 183.12 is right there. That could happen by the 13th. Well, depends on how well the market go. I mean, if Trump and goddamn, what's his name? Elon Musk keep arguing, then you might see some volatility. But for the most part, these are promised some good returns. We got that 200% return on investment if you can hit 183.12 by the 13th. That's by Friday. 185 point, and it just get better from there. I can see it. 185.34. 185.34 is right there. I do expect some pullback at this point. If we get through that, God willing, 189.30. Another no-brainer trade. Contracts is too good on these to sleep. This trade is still valid if we hold the previous week low. All right. Next ticker, FTNT. I had this on last week, Watchlist, but it ain't do nothing. It did try to pop out. It got this supply zone it needs to take out. It's been struggling right here for quite some time, but I think it's almost ready. I think it's almost ready. We got this nice bullish pennant, nice consolidation. Consolidation create opportunities. This one look explosive to me. For some reason, this one looks very explosive to me. We got full time frame continuity to the upside on the quarter, still inside on the month. Even the monthly time frame is just nothing but consolidation. I think this one waiting to pop. And then we had weeks of consolidation. It is stuck inside a mother bar. A little disclaimer and discrepancy. It is stuck inside a mother bar. Be patient with this one. I don't trade this one often, so be a little patient with it. But I can't ignore this fail two down. It went three. It went 1-3-2 down, and they swept the lows, turning it into a fail two down on the week. Can't ignore that. Sorry. And then we have the daily. So I will take this continuation to the upside just to take out the supply zone. And I think once I take out the supply zone, it's going to hit 107.44 and 109.33 for sure. Just got to take out that supply zone. Check out the 4 day. We got a nice 2-1, 2-up reversal on the 4 day. Again, we want to break out of this consolidation that's just been sitting here. Just a normal 2-up on a 3 day and finally on that 2 day. And this is normal 2-up on that 2 day as well. So we're going to rock off the weekly and the 4 day on this one. Let's check out the contracts. Might as well just get the Junes. I got 107 and 105s here. The 107 is 141. 107, target of 107.44 would be 40% by the 13th. 107.44 is right there. That can be hit in 1 day. Just one nice day, leg up, or a day or two. 107.44. Then we got 109.33. That's over 127%. Yeah, I'll say more on these. So we hit the 109s by next week. That's 69%. And then we got 110.67, which is right there. 161. Realistically, all this could hit within 1 week. If it does, that's 200%. Want closer to the money? Here you go. 154%. Closer to the money by the 20th, you still be green if you get past that first target. But if you hit 190, 109.33, that's 84%. So good contracts, great setup, looks explosive. Set your alert. First Solar. Shout out to Goose. He called this like a week and a half ago. I've been monitoring it since, and it's looked very, very great. Very, very great. We got paid off this, took profit, but now it's giving another entry. We got a double inside week. When double inside week down, turn 3. You know we can't ignore that. Now we want that 3-2 continuation to the upside. We got full time frame constant to the upside as well, with the month still being inside. And on that daily, we got an inside day as well. You can't ignore that. I think First Solar can go to 177.91 by Wednesday of next week. Let's see what happens. Let's look at the hybrids. Just a 3-2 on the 4. Just 3-2-2 on the 3 and 2 day. Just 3-2-2. So Yeah, we're gonna base this entry off the daily, which is inside candle, inside hammer. Close above 167.06. They got the cons. So these you gotta have a larger port for these $315, 185C. We want to hit these targets about at 13th. Again, 177.91 would be just under 50%. That's right there. And if we get hit 188, that's over 200%. Again, let's say we try to hit these by at least Wednesday. So 11. So what I did notice about First Solar is once they start moving, they pay. They pay. So this would be a little bit more on the risky side for the larger ports, but the reward is very, very nice on these as well. Plus, the setup is crazy. Loving the setup. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is PTON. Haven't traded PTON in some time, but I can't. I did notice it last week or a week and a half ago. I just didn't put it on the radar, but I seen that it started to consolidate on the week and on a daily. So I got its two up, two down. Then we went failed two down, almost hammered on the week. But not only did we almost hammer on the week, we got a double inside on the daily and a bullish pennant. So this is something I can't ignore. Nice double inside day. We want to close above $73.34. We want to target the high, $77.56. And then we want to target the previous month high at $7.80. And if we can get above that, $8.08 is in our horizon. Again, this trade is beautiful. This trade is beautiful in my opinion. We did dip out of the OTE as well, right? So I did notice it when it was here, but I never acted on it. It had a nice long leg up. It pulled back, so now we're looking for the TTO back to the upside to take out that previous month high at $7.80. Then we want to take out $8.06. Can go with the monthlies on this super cheap play. This is great for small portfolios. Let's say we hit these targets by the 13th. I don't think I'll put the targets in here, but let's see $7.80. $7.80 will only be a 35% return on investment, but if we could hit $8.06, that's over a 70% return on investment. Again, that's if we hit it by Friday, which is very, very doable. Very, very doable. All it needs is one nice little leg up. That can happen in one day. Anything beyond that, like $8.70, that's when the contracts peak around over 150%. Let's check it out. $8.70, 8.7. So yeah, that's over 288% return. And if we was to hit that by the 20th, that's over 200%. So yeah, that's the target that we really, really want. So be patient with this. I mean, you can take your base hits if we hit $8.06, but the $8.70 is what we really want. Loving the way PTON is setting up. We got two more. UEC. This is a Uranium Energy Corp. I like the one that this has my setup, so gotta check it out. Inside month, failed two down, hammer weak. We want that 2-2 rev. And finally, on the daily, we have a nice consolidation on that daily. And not only we have consolidation on the daily, we got an inside hammer. Can't ignore that. $6. We want to close above $6.29. We also dipped into the premium, the OTE, and now we're holding that 50% zone. So that's double whammy. Not only that, we are sitting on top of previous supply that turns support. So that's more confluence for this trade. Get straight to it. We want to target $7.13. We want to TTO back to the upside, take out these previous highs of $7.13. Let's check out the Analyze tab. And if we do that by the 20th on June 6.5 contracts, that will be over 200% return. So this is a no-brainer trade again. Nice small port trade again. Be patient with this one. It's uranium stock. They don't move super, super crazy. So, but y'all can see the setup is there. As long as we hold previous month close, 593, this trade is still valid. I would say as long as we hold 5.55, depending on your risk, trade is still valid. But this is explosive. Don't hesitate on this one. Even if we hit 6.69 by the 13th, that's still gonna grant you over a 60% return. And again, you can load on these, right? We get 100 of these. It's a band right there. So say you want to get 50 of these. So beautiful contracts, beautiful Greeks on the contracts. All you gotta do is move. Last but not least, we got Uber. I love the way Uber is setting up. Inside, we got full-time free constantly to the upside, I believe. Yes, we do. Inside month, and then we have a failed two down week. Try to turn hammer. I want calls above $86.70. Hold on, run that back. Yeah, $86.70. I like the way the hybrid time frames are setting up, like the 2 day. Oh, let's check the 3 day. I know one of these got a nice little setup. Check the 4 day. I thought it had like an inside hammer, I believe. No, it don't. So we got the regular two down, two up reversal on the 4 day on the week. We're going to take calls above 86.70, and then we want to target these highs of 89.88, and then finally 91.04. I love the way this is setting up. Uber did take off Friday, but pulled back. So we're going to see what happens with that. In the last tab, we have June 20th monthlies for 156. And looking at these targets, 89.17 is right there. That can happen in 1 day or a day and a half. And again, if you hit that by 13th, that's over a 70% return. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. 89.88, which is right above that, is over 100% return. Then you got 91.04, which is over 150% return. So I love the way the contracts are setting up with the setup because again, all this have to do is move and you get a quick 70 to 100% on these. I do expect turbulence around this area. So manage your portfolios if we do get around this area. That is some equal highs. But regardless of that, again, this move can happen within a day or two. So don't blink. And that wraps up my weekly watch list. Happy trading and see y'all on the other side.